Hi there. My name is Charlotte Howorth. I'm a therapist, a coach, and I teach a powerful transformational practice called focusing. So, focusing is an orientation that can be used with any therapeutic modality. So, whether you're a psychoanalyst, a coach, a body or energy worker, and I actually also teach lay people who want to enrich their lives and relationships, and also to become certified focusing guides and teachers. So, focusing is all about working at the edge of your regular thinking, where a palpable, fuzzy feeling sense of all your issues and situations forms. And this feeling sense is not your regular known feelings of happy, sad, mad, or even body sensations. This felt sense is the mood. It's like the specific atmosphere and the felt meaning of your issues. It's the more that comes with those experiences. It's like when you feel into your body, you go beneath those regular thoughts and feelings to a rather indistinct and seemingly unpromising fuzzy felt place. But if you stay open and keep company there, something specific and distinct will start to form, and a whole datum of information will emerge from the underneath, from your unconscious. Focusing comes from Dr. Eugene Gendlin's philosophy of the implicit and is supported by research into what makes therapy work that Gene and Carl Rogers, the father of person-centered psychotherapy, that they conducted together. Gene Gendlin went on to win numerous honors for his work over his lifetime, including 4 American Psychological Association awards, and he was their first time recipient of their Distinguished Professional Award in Psychology and Psychotherapy. His work was so seminal. So his research centered around the question of why do some people move and change in therapy while others don't? And what Jean and Carl Rogers discovered from their research was 3 main ways that clients processed. 2 of which Jean called dead ends, and only 1 actually led to significant and lasting change. This first dead end happened when clients just talked about their issues, but they weren't feeling them. They were intellectualizing. The second dead end was when clients emoted in a cyclical way. It was the same anger, the same sad, over and over, session after session, without it changing. But clients who did uh, transform and change, they did something very distinct. These so called successful clients, when they came to an issue, their speech would slow down, it would become more tentative, more poetic, and their languaging would become more unusual. These clients would use metaphors and images and gestures to describe their experience because they were actually sensing into and feeling this fuzzy yet palpable feeling sense, and then symbolizing, putting words and images and metaphors to the qualities that they experienced there. So, what is this magic ingredient, this initially fuzzy felt experience of our problems? Well, it's interwoven in our experiences every day, but we don't particularly register it because it's so subtle. It's the feeling you get when you leave the house and you know you've forgotten something. Your body feels uneasy and you think, oh, is it my credit cards? No. Is it my phone? No. It's my keys. Oh, no, that's it. So your body knows when you get it right. It's a sense of a fit. So even though the news is bad, there's a sense of relief, release, and of, yes, that's it. Um, it can also be the experience when you run into someone on the street who's kind of familiar, but you don't immediately remember who they are. Your body tells you whether to smile or duck out of sight. It's a bodily felt knowing. So let me just share some of the science, what science can tell us about this bodily felt sense. We live in this narrow, explicit, or conscious band of awareness, and so this needs to be simple. It's about problem solving, finding shelter, food, mates, and avoiding getting eaten. So it needs to stay simple and clear, past, present, future, cause and effect, nice and logical and linear. And yet, who we really are is this vast unconscious or implicit awareness underneath our regular thinking. This realm processes millions of times more data, millions of times faster than our limited everyday consciousness. And not only that, but it combines possibilities that our conscious selves would never even dream of putting together. And so it's extremely and vastly creative. So, cognitive science shows us that we actually, in our everyday thinking, only use 5% or less of our processing power, leaving 95% or more in our unconscious or semi conscious selves. But we need both levels of consciousness to function. So, how do we do this when they're actually completely different universes with completely different languages? Well, we do this through our feeling sense because this murky, fuzzy felt zone lies between the two levels of ourselves. And it's just like some of those towns in Europe that are on the border of two countries where the inhabitants speak both languages. So does the felt sense. And the common language is poetic language, images, metaphors, gestures, and even sounds. That's the translation between the two realms. When we focus, we lay out our issue with our everyday consciousness and then go to this murky felt boundary at the edge of our regular concepts and thinking. And we pause there and we wait with open curiosity for something to come from our vast implicit, this fluid, interconnected web. Something then comes from this underneath, already processed as a whole package of our next step. And with it, it's fresh and alive, and it brings a shift. And this shift that it brings shifts us on every level, our thinking and our feeling and our bodies, how we hold it, how we relate to it. The whole of us is changed. And every shift brings a next right step for the whole of our organism. And that's why focusing leads to lasting change. Some of these shifts are very small and some are big, but they all move us in a life forward direction. And these shifts happen. When they happen, realizations come, connections get made, and light bulbs go off. And this is the process that's at the heart of any therapeutic change. And we all experience it when therapy or coaching or body work is going well. There's this flow and sense of aliveness. And so Jean thought, well, how can we help those who don't process like this to process like this, and those who do process like this to do it more intentionally so it doesn't come willy-nilly? And so he defined 6 focusing steps. The world of focusing has many steps and movements, but just for now, we're going to keep it simple to these 6 basic steps. So these steps are to, first of all, lay out your issue, talk about it. Then you pause, wait for a felt sense to form, can take a few seconds. You find handles, those unusual words, images, metaphors, sounds. You resonate those back with your body to make sure there's that click of or a sense of a right fit. And then 5, you can use something called shift questions and asking into questions, which I won't go into here. And then lastly, notice the shift and be grateful for what came. So let's try this together. I'm going to guide you inside, but once you learn focusing, it can actually be seamlessly woven into your faster pace of a conversation. But while we're learning it, we'll start by slowing everything right down so you can experience some of the micro movements involved. So, if this very intentional guiding inside that I'm about to do doesn't work for you, uh, not to worry, this doesn't work for everybody. And the zigzag and the felt shifts may come for you in the more fast pace of a conversation with a relational dynamic. So don't be disheartened if this doesn't work for you. So just getting comfortable, because we're going to be doing this for a few minutes together. And maybe just shutting your eyes or turning your eyes down, whatever you need to just bring your attention inwards. Maybe just feeling the weight of your body on the chair there, noticing all that natural support that you can rely on. Maybe just feeling your hands and your feet and giving them a wiggle just to feel yourself there. Maybe bringing your attention to your arms and your legs. And now maybe just letting your awareness come down in its own way to your throat and your chest and your belly, into your core. And your core, that feeling can sometimes extend beyond your skin, but it's still palpably felt. Now maybe just asking inside, what stands between me and feeling all okay? We're just keeping that question there company in your throat and chest and belly. What stands between me and feeling all okay? And thoughts may come, but just seeing if you can just put those to one side and stay with the body felt sense of what gets evoked with that question. Keeping company like you would a dear friend or a child or shy animal with an open curiosity, no pressure. What stands between me and feeling all okay? And if a little something comes there, might be very faint and fuzzy, just seeing where that might be in your body. Just noticing, does it have a texture? Does it have a dimension? Is it deep or is it broad? Does it have like an energetic quality? Are there emotional qualities there? Just seeing if maybe words or a word or a phrase comes that may just fit there. Anything that comes resonating that back with your body to see if there's that little click of a right fit, a little release or relief or rightness. Does an image come there? And it may not do, we're just tapping to see. Maybe a sound. Maybe a gesture or posture. Does it feel familiar? Does a memory come? Doesn't have to make any sense, just seeing if a memory just naturally pops in. And then, of all that came, just finding your way of just acknowledging and saying hello to that. And maybe take a moment to jot some of what came down. So I really slowed things down there. Um, and once you learn focusing, as I mentioned, you can bring it actually quite seamlessly into conversations. Um, and some of the shifts are, as I mentioned, small, and some are big, but they all progress you. They all move you forward. Each time you do that zigzag, there's a felt shift, and that each one builds on the next. And that's how change happens, that's how development happens, because each shift, no matter how small, goes towards changing the all of you. And transformation comes with many rounds of these steps, these zigzags, and these shifts that I was speaking about earlier. So I teach therapists, coaches, body workers, energy workers how to seamlessly weave this uh, zigzag into the fast pace of conversations. And as I mentioned, that focusing isn't just for therapists. Many lay people also take my classes to learn focusing, because it enhances every area of your life and of your relationships. Um, and you can become a certified focusing professional, which means you can then go on to guide and teach other people this process. So please go to my website or YouTube channel, where there are numerous videos of me working with clients and also teaching. And so you can get more of a taster of this really powerful, profound way of working.